Now, 200 years of legislative history will come to life as the THA Assembly presents a night of mystery, the Addams Family Edition. Starting at James Park from 7 p.m., the tour traverses the halls of the Legislative Building, bringing its history through song, dance, and theatre. And so joining us this morning to talk more about it is Special Programs Coordinator at the THA Legislature, Ms. Sophia Cooper. Ms. Cooper, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Nice. I don't know if you heard our little Addams Family theme in the back there, but we are very excited to hear what this is all about. But before we get into that, tell us about the programs unit at the Assembly Legislature.
The Tobago House of Assembly is in a building that's almost 200 years old, and it was the original home of the Tobago House of Assembly Parliament, meaning we had two houses of parliament in 1768 when the Tobago Legislative Council and the Tobago Assembly were in operation. And then, of course, we moved into a union with Trinidad, and so our governance structure changed along the way. So the building itself has been there and has been a central part of our legislative history all that time. So every Easter, on the Thursday before the holiday, we have a nighttime tour called Night of Mystery. And it's our way of getting people into the space so that they can experience democracy in a way unlike any other time in the year. You come in, and in each room, we give you a different snippet of our historical background when it comes to Tobago's legislative development.
Yeah. And so why is this one tagged or labeled as the Addams Family Edition?
Okay, so I know that a lot of people have been asking whether or not we're going to be seeing characters from Wednesday or the Addams Family.
Yes.
And all I can say is you'll just have to come and see. I can't give away, the details of the tour. But what I can say is that as part of our education and outreach program, we aim to engage and educate. And so any way possible that we can find opportunities to take all that archival material that we do have and turn it into something that people will enjoy while enjoying themselves, also learning about Tobago's history, that is ideal for us.
Yeah.
So yes, it is a Night of Mystery tour. The theme is the Addams Family Edition, but you really have to be there to see what that is going to turn out to be.
Now, three aspects you're going to be focusing on, which of course is song, dance, and theatre. How is this going to be played out on the night?
What we do is that we take all that archival material and we give it to a theatre company. We monitor how the script is going to look, make sure it's factual, but really the creative direction of it comes from the theatre company and the creative director, who is Alma Gordon-Holder. And so they put in it all the theatrical elements so that it is really entertainment at the heart of it, but it is driven by the facts that we give as part of our archival material at the Assembly Legislature Library and Information Center.
Now, I know that you don't want to give out too much. Of course, you want people to come down there. But, I mean, this is 200 years of history, as you've been saying. And so what sort of elements can we look forward to seeing? Just to tease people a little bit, in terms of what they can see when they come down.
Right. So people are asked to assemble at James Park, uptown Scarborough. And if you're familiar with James Park, you know that there is the bust for APT James. There's also a plaque with some information about his history. And APT James was the representative for Tobago at the Legislative Council before the 1980 version of the THA Act came into force. So we start the tour there with some information about APT James. And then we take people through the building and give them a really strong sense of what it means to be the seat of democracy through, as you said, song, dance, and theatre. So we're going to touch on the iconic names that you've heard in the past, but we're also going to unearth some new information, things that you might not have heard of before, and as well going into the standing orders of the Tobago House of Assembly Legislature, so people understand when we have plenary sittings, which we have on the fourth Thursday of the month at 1:30 p.m. When you hear about the standing orders being issued, by the presiding officer, then you can immediately say, okay, I know exactly what that is. So essentially, it is an opportunity to really teach people about what the Assembly Legislature is all about.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that the tour begins at 7 p.m. in James Park. When is it taking place?
So it's taking place tonight, which is Thursday, the 6th of April. The first tour starts at 7, so you assemble at James Park, which is uptown, and the last tour begins at 9 p.m.
Now, if I understand, this isn't the first night museum that you've done. What has been the response to the previous editions of this sort of event?
Right. We can never really tell what the turnout is going to be because the event is open. It's free to the public. We do encourage people to register using our social media pages. That's the Tobago House of Assembly Legislature, our Eventbrite link, so that we have an idea of the numbers.
Yeah.
But we really never know until the night. The thing is, the first year we did it, we thought, well, this would be an interesting way of doing things. And we expected maybe 50 people. And we got 200. So we've been getting a really good response for this kind of interaction with the public, and we hope that this year it's going to be even better.
Yeah. Now, there's a reason why you're doing it again, because, of course, apart from the numbers that you've been seeing, there's a sort of uniqueness to having that sort of night museum. Has there been any particular sort of feedback in terms of maybe what you can improve or what people liked about it during the special editions of it?
At the moment, I think people are just surprised that there's so much information that they just didn't know existed and just right there at their fingertips. And for a lot of people, they tend to see it as a family-friendly event. So if you're coming, be sure to bring, if you have children primary school age or it's an adult, we've had senior citizens who've come by and said, okay, yes, I remember this, or yes, that information is correct. And sometimes the information isn't in schools. So it's very Tobago-centric information, but really centered around our legislative history. So I think more than anything else, people are surprised that there's all this information and they just didn't know that it existed right within their space.
Now, you usually do tours during the day as well. How does a day tour differ from what you offer during the nighttime?
I think it's the time of the year because we do know that a lot of people are vacationing in Tobago. And so you're coming in Tobago for the long weekend. So we're like, okay, we know we can't take your Good Friday, we can't take your Easter Monday, and then Tuesday, of course, is a special day in Tobago. Right. But the night before the holiday, you could come out with the children and they could stay out late and nobody has to worry too much about getting ready for the next day. So it is really ideal to have it on the Thursday for two reasons. The time of the year, because it's Easter, and we know that there are lots of people vacationing in Tobago, and they too have the opportunity to come and see a different side of the island.
Yeah, I like that. And I also like that you mentioned the fact that people come with their children, which of course will let people know it is a family-friendly sort of event. But do you have to pay to enter the premises or pay when you assemble at James Park or anything?
It's absolutely free. It's absolutely free. The idea is to engage and educate. And so we want to give people the opportunity to, as far as possible, make it easy for them to come and be a part of that experience. So it's free of charge, but go on our social media pages, Tobago House of Assembly Legislature. We have a link to our Eventbrite page where you can register. The registration is just to help us with crowd control. Yes, all protocols are in place where COVID-19 is concerned, but we know that people are moving around and they're interacting with people and all of that. And we just want to have an idea of the numbers. So if you do have the time, please register before coming. If you didn't have a chance to register, that's quite okay. Just come to James Park, Uptown Scarborough, and we'll take care of you from there.
Yeah. Now, nighttime, often you sort of think about a sort of spookiness when you think about nighttime. And then you add the museum onto that with the history and the theater and the dance. So I have to ask you, is there going to be any sort of spooky, sort of scary kind of lore elements that we can see in it? Or is it just going to only be about historical facts and historical knowledge and education?
Well, you see, that's the nice thing about it. It's the mix that makes it interesting. And yes, I mean, after all, it's called Night of Mystery Tour. And so you can expect that there will be some parts of it that would be in the dark. Yes, but you don't have to be too worried about it. Yes, you could still bring the children with you. You'll be fine.
Yes. And as we look forward to what the legislature is going to be doing in 2023, are there going to be more tours throughout the year? Any more night museums we can see happening at different times as well?
Definitely a lot is happening. So one of the things we've been focusing on is creating a space called the People's House. And so we're not only doing tours where people could come in and be familiar with the space, but we're also giving members of the public an opportunity to be part of the discussion. So through our education and outreach program, we have different topics that are important to people on the ground. We invite them in to be part of a debate, and our Hansard department will then take all that information on record so that the members of the THA can then refer to that public content in their policy-making decisions. So in addition to the People's House and the Night of Mystery Tour, we also have training for youth. We have school caravans where we take that information into the schools as well. And we have a number of other occasions throughout the year where we interact with the public. Again, the idea is always to engage and educate.
Yeah. And before you go, just remind us of where we can go to get more information, because I know you were very particular about people registering before they come down to James Park this evening.
Yes, please register. We have an Eventbrite link on our social media pages, which is our Facebook page, our website, and our Instagram pages. So you're searching for the Tobago House of Assembly Legislature, and that will take you right to where you need to go. Again, if you are having problems accessing the link, don't worry. You just come straight to James Park and we'll take care of you from there.
Yes. And Sophia, one more time, remind us why those in Tobago need to come down to James Park this evening for Night Museum.
Listen, you're going to have a good time. Bottom line, come and have some fun. It starts at 7 p.m., assemble at James Park. And the good thing about it, by the time you leave, you will have learned so much. You'd be happy that you didn't bring more people with you. So come with the entire family.
Yes, and that is where we're going to leave it for now. Sophia, let me thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. Of course, all the best with the event this evening. I'm hoping to get maybe a sneak peek of it somewhere on social media, because I'm very interested in the Addams Family Edition. But all the best with the event this evening.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too.
And that was Special Programs Coordinator at the THA Legislature, Ms. Sophia Cooper, just telling us about a night museum that's happening tonight at 7 p.m. at the James Park. Remember to go to the THA's website to register and go down there with your children and have a good time. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.
200 years of history. Come. Assembly Legislature presents a night of mystery, the Addams Family Edition.
Bring the entire family or come with your crew and let's explore Tobago's legislative history together on Thursday, the 6th of April, 2023. Assemble at James Park, Uptown, Tobago. The tour starts at 7 p.m. Check our social media handles for updates and to book your space.
Cost is free. The last tour will begin at 9 p.m. Your last tour.